Happy New Year. So I'm off to a rough start this year. I spent about a week at the end of December rationing my remaining Adderall, and the first week of January with no Adderall. Because, and this is funny, the pharmacy that fills my Adderall ran out for the year. Because this is a college town, you see. And so because it's a college town, there is a cap on how much Adderall they're allowed to order. And it is apparently less than the amount of Adderall they need to fill the prescriptions they routinely fill. I've got a bunch of scripts half written that I was sort of looking forward to recording, but I've encountered a new problem. Well, it's not a new problem. See, there's this like ratchet of content quality in my head where like every time I do something, I feel like the next thing has to be better in a variety of ways. And I do like that that constantly pushes me to improve. What I don't like is how quickly it gets me to a place where the videos are like over polished so they're no longer entertaining, and continuing to produce them is unsustainable. Like a lot of my most successful videos are stuff that like I've spent a lot of time thinking about, and if I spent the time I could dig up sources for, but I don't like have sources. They're just things that I've acquired and accumulated in my head over the course of a couple decades. And the thing about actually doing the research to prove that stuff is that it would take like a master's program. It's a kind of rigor that's structurally incompatible with TikTok. The only content on the platform that's produced with that kind of rigor is stuff that's reproducing the findings of existing research that was made with other platforms in mind, like academic journals. But like my sense of proportion tells me that, and then the asshole on my other shoulder says, you're still being irresponsible. You're accountable for every possible interpretation of your work. And like, I know people have cited my TikTok in papers they've written for school. They've told me in the comments. Don't do that, by the way. If you're citing me for information in a TikTok, find where I got the information, read that, and cite it. Last year for New Year's, my resolution was to do more laundry, and based on how the world was going, I predicted nukes. So we're doing better than I expected. This year, I think there's going to be a massive international cyber attack that the American media is going to ignore because it complicates the narrative about the midterm elections, and my resolution is to worry less about whether y'all think I'm insane. If you like the sound of that, you can support me on Patreon. I could really use the help right now. Patrons get screenshots of the worst comments on my TikToks before I delete them and block the poster.